All right. Hello, I'm back again. And this is an additional part to model number, I believe it's 28, a million scale Bandai Superstar Destroyer that I have done as the Colorado from my 6th series of my Star Wars comics. Now you'll see 168 AE, that means after Endor. 172 ABY, that means after Battle of Yavin. These are the Star Wars comics I drew throughout the 90s, between 91 and 97. Now, Series 1, that took place only a few years after the Battle of Yavin. Of course, I had my own timeline at the time, because I hadn't read any of the Star Wars books yet. Series 2, which is here, took place approximately 110 years after the Battle of Yavin. Luke, Leia, and Han's descendants. So those people spanned Series 3 as well. You can see an example date for Series 3. At the time, it gave them very slow hyperdrives. I didn't know any better. Didn't know how fast they really could be. And then here's Series 4, the Metal Planet, and the Star Destroyers. Now we'll get to Series 5, where I introduced the Republic Star Destroyers that had actual names. All right, here's Series 5. Here's an example of the dates. Now you're approximately 160 years after the Battle of Endor. So these are the grandchildren of Luke, Leia, and Han's great-grandchildren. So great-great-grandchildren. Now we'll go far enough that we can get to the actual Star Destroyers I mentioned. Here is an instance of it. It's before, so the bad guy's Super Star Destroyer is in the middle. The Denver's on the top. The Colorado is on the bottom. Now let's see if I can go to an earlier comic and find out when exactly I first labeled them. Here are the Rebel Star Destroyers on the left. They haven't been named yet. Okay, there we go. So you have Federation starships teaming up with a Star Destroyer against the Empire. So that's something. Oh, here we go. First instance of the names. Superdrive, which was almost the same speed as normal hyperdrive. So they went from the Outer Rim to Endor in about an hour. So the Denver and the Colorado. So here's an approximate size difference. At the time, I had 5 kilometers for the Starship, a little over 5 kilometers for the Star Destroyer, and approximately 20, which is the almost exact length that a Super Star Destroyer should be. So there you go. Now, at the time, they had the exact same laser color, so you couldn't tell them apart. Whereas you can see the Federation starships had red. And yes, that is an Intrepid class. They made contact with the Federation through a wormhole, and they eventually got permission to have Federation starships. Our series number 5 of... series number 5, written way back in 1996, of the 5th series. And there you go. And then they go home. Now, I didn't know about political parties. I just called them Republicans. Don't call them rebels either. I eventually called them the Yida forces, because I misheard Yavin as Yada way back when. Here you go. Hyperdrive because of battle damage. So it took 4.5 hours, not 1, to get to the Metal Planet, which was near the Bespin system after leaving Endor. So there you go. And then you see, as you get progressively closer to the entrance, remember the Metal Planet was the size of a G-type star, but I'll explain those articles in the future. So there's the Denver and Colorado, and what they had, even a 10-kilometer long Super Star Destroyer in my comics, written back as 1996, they had landing legs. A general way to call it, the Republic starships. Some of them had what was called Superdrive, which was basically the speed of the regular hyperdrive. That's pretty well, here we go, pretty well explained in that there was a hyperdrive virus. The They lost access to the HoloNet and the updated maps, so they had to crawl along on backup hyperdrive. And they were completely cut off from Coruscant contact. Now the Republic formed a splinter cell in the Outer Rim near Bespin and kept that government for approximately 170 years before they were ever able to re-establish contact with everyone else again. And that was my crude attempt at drawing stormtroopers way back then. So basically that is a brief summary of the Star Destroyer I used in my comics and the model I built based on it. And that's what I will add to today's video for Sean's model builds. See you later.